What's going on, YouTube? It's Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2021 Chevy Camaro ZL1, but this one's got the 10-speed automatic. So I don't need any introduction when it comes to the Camaro, so you might as well just go ahead and cue the intro. That was no pun intended. So huge shout out to City of Cars for providing me with today's vehicle. We're about to go on a drive on it because I've never driven an automatic Camaro at all. So that's what we're going to do today. But let's take a look at this one. 2021 with the satin steel with the hideous front bumper plate cover down there. Take that off. But huge shout out to City of Cars. This one will be for sale for about $69,000 if you're nasty. Let's just round it up to $70,000. Shout out to Race Car 21. But this one right here, no introduction needed. As I said, got the 6.2 liter supercharged V8, 650 horsepower with the torque to match. So this one, I had one in the 2022. It was Rapid Blue, and I also had the SS1LE. So I got a lot of love for Camaros. The ones that are in the intro, those are my cars, or used to be my cars. So huge soft spot for this platform, the Alpha chassis. But what is the automatic like to drive? I'm not gonna waste y'all time. Let's just get straight on to it. We're about to find out. This is about to be the first and the last time I park over here by those dumpsters. They stink. But let's jump into the ZL1. Got the carbon fiber weave on there. We got a sunroof, and this car is spec'd out similarly to what I had mine spec'd out as. What's going on? Doing all right?
Yeah, we good, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot your, what's the name that day, bro?
Oh, it's Q the Chaotic.
Q the Chaotic. That's
Yeah.
your IG?
IG and YouTube.
IG. Okay. I got you, bro.
All right, appreciate
First
you.
player day, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Follow you.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Yep. Similarly spec to what I had. Only thing that's different that I know, I had red seat belts. Let's get on up in here. Even got the carbon fiber on the dash. And shout out to Hunter Gang Nate. He had his ZL1 1LE fully done up. He even had the padded armrest down here. These were red, and as well as the door pads. Let's start it up though, it's hot. What I do like about these ZL1s, they come fully loaded. It's not a whole lot to add to them. Every option you could want. Got heated steering wheel, ventilated seats. All that stuff is there. Got a digital mirror. The sunroof gonna let a lot of light in, but it's too hot. It's high noon. Memory seats. This car is fully loaded, man. It's like a luxury car when it comes to the features. And then this car is so fast. We got 330 on the dash. Tell everybody with their slow Mustangs, slow BMWs, 330 on the dash. What you got? No, I'm just kidding. This is a car was probably imported from Canada, and it's probably the KPH odometer or speedometer. But our MPH in the middle, the digital readout, that's all we gonna go with. And then we do have the HUD up there. Let me brighten that thing up. The head-up display. Actually, let me dim it down. Y'all like to tell how fast I'll be going. Got a lot of snitches, and we know snitches get stitches. Don't be a snitch. Help my channel. But we gonna take this thing on the road. Visibility, how we looking? This is I drove a convertible Miata here today, and it seemed like that got more visibility. But to the cars, the visibility issue with the Camaros, just set your mirrors. That's all you got to do, and it's not a problem. You just got to set your mirrors to look at not the side of the car, but outward. You set your mirror properly, that crap don't matter at all. And looking behind you, you got a rear view mirror and the rear view camera. So looking behind you, you ain't gonna see nothing. So with the rear view camera, that's gonna set it all straight. So see what I mean? You can see everything behind you along with this, so you cover it. So let's drive it. What is it like to drive? Let me adjust my steering wheel. Who had this? Oh, that's the furthest I to go. Let me slide my seat forward then. Okay. Because the manual, I would normally have to set my seat to a different setting, but it's automatic. I ain't got to do all that, so we good. No clutch pedal. Supercharger. But this ain't a Charger. This is a Super Camaro. Wow, this car is much faster than the Miata. You knew that. chassis. This has to be the greatest chassis that I have driven today. This sets the bar for me in any car when it comes to handling. This is it. Well, it will be shifting feel, but this is the 10-speed. We gonna see how the 10-speed gonna do, because I'm not, like, I don't hate automatics. It's just my preference to get manuals. Some people might think that's a bad thing. That's just what I like. As I see a GR Corolla. Ooh, they got a WRX and the Elantra in. I'm gonna have to go holler at Toyota. Let me holler at one of them. Ah, I should have went. I can still go. We got power. Stock exhaust on here is awesome too. Me personally, I had the MRT exhaust. I had Boiler too. The Boiler wasn't loud enough for me, but the MRT, that thing was obnoxiously loud. But you can get mufflers and tone it down. But stock, this car is, you really don't need much more than stock. And shout out to Hot 1 LE. He has one of these in the 6-speed. Well, I guess he Hot ZL1 now. Might have to change that name, bruh. But he loves his ZL1 and he tracks it. And I got to track mine and I loved it too. But SS1 LE, that's always my darling. Let me do this slapstick real quick, see how these paddle shifters are. Not the fastest to downshift. Just a fun time. Just a fun time. All this power. Can't help but goose nigga. What's over there? This ZL1. This car was hard to get rid of, man, to be honest. Why did I do it? I got a car addiction. I can't help myself. I got a problem. I need to check into a therapist or something. Some kind of facility. I can't stop going through cars. It's a problem. But now I'm at a point where I didn't own so many cars that I kind of know exactly what I want now. What do I want? Y'all find out later when I buy something else. Oh, and that's still in sport mode. I forgot we got different drive modes. Let me put it in, not T for tour. That's lane. Track mode, where, oh yeah, that's that heavy steering. This steering gets unbearable. But you can configure it to where you can use a different steering. It's like an individual mode, sort of say. You can change the steering, the throttle response, and engine. But yeah, the suspension is so smooth. It rides like a Cadillac for real. The magnetic ride control really has this car. It does a lot of favors because this is an extreme capable car. Can do so much, so much. The thing is, the limits are so high that is, I was about to downshift into nothing, but it's the limits are so high, it's kind of hard to approach them on the street, just because this is a real track car. And it's not even the most extreme. That's where the ZLE comes through. But this car is so capable, so much so on the street. Like, and shout out to Blueprint 1LE, the rest of the MOC as well. He's got the SS1LE, and he's got his tuned, and he's probably doing about the same numbers as a ZL1, if not more. And he's lighter weight as well. And that lightweight in the SS1LE, you can definitely feel it. But let's test out this turning radius real quick. It's the turning. Let me take this out of track mode, because my God, that thing is hard to move. Things like it don't have no power steering. And they dialed this in so well. Excellent turning radius, by the way. They got this car just dialed in. Like, every driving input on this car is awesome. All right, now let's go back to track mode, not tour mode. It's counterintuitive to me. All right, let's go. Those shifts are just so quick, so crisp, smooth. This is a smooth transmission. Let us do his thug dizzle. Actually, no, I want to have some more fun. Just because I love manuals, I can even do this in manual mode. This exhaust has so much character. The engine. I do wish it had a little bit more character. The supercharged one is not as pronounced as that of a Hellcat, and it doesn't rev out as high as a Mustang. But the handling, the chassis, that's where all the flavor is going to come in at. This chassis is one of the greatest ever made, and I stand by that. That's why this car will always be my baby. Shout out to Mariah Carey. Driving this around in track mode with the steering this heavy is definitely gonna make your pecs swell. You won't even need a Bowflex. Let me dial that back. Whenever I had mine in track mode, I had the steering set to sport mode, which is a good balance. You can easily daily drive under this. I had one with 2 kids. I had 2 car seats in here, so you can do it. It's not the best option, but if you want to, you could. Go check out those videos. Oh crap, still a man. This engine just roars. Such a great car, and it's such a travesty that they ended the production of this. Why? I have my reasons why I believe they cut it off. The Corvette, they dumped a lot of money into the Corvette to make it a world-class supercar, so to say, the affordable supercar. And then they just didn't, I don't know, they didn't have the money to dump into the Camaro. The sales were dwindling off, but they didn't advertise the Camaro. But they did so much right with this Camaro. Oh, this even has an upgraded navigation option. 100 gain 8 made me hip to that. That's an option where it can read the speed, the street signs. I guess it comes with a better display as well. But man, I wish GM still made these. I would have gone back to a Camaro, or I thought about doing it. I'm still thinking about getting another Camaro. But paired with the Miata, I just can't do it for the family. Would I do it? I don't know. Got this Jetta in our blind spot. What you doing? And you know the brakes on here gonna bite. Got these huge 6 pistons in the front, 4s in the rear, I believe. Construction. Gonna have to make a little maneuver. There we go. Shoot the gaps. Entering the expressway. Let them get some room. A little bit of room so I can do my thug dissolve. Then we can handle. Seriously, even on the track, this car was super approachable. I was able to, well, I didn't take it to the limit, but at low speeds, like this car with the chassis and the tires, the Eagle F1s, it's not going to slip unless you just jam on the accelerator, like making a novice mistake. But this car, it kept me straight. The power to pass is going to be more than 99% of other vehicles that are on the road. Y'all want to see me do a pull? Y'all don't want to see me do a pull. I ain't gonna do no pull. We about to just sit here and do 60. They get passed by Lincoln MKZ. And then we go bye-bye. Well, we ain't even go bye-bye like that. But, yeah. But if we wanted to, we could have got up and out of there. Come on off on this next exit. Why you on the highway doing 60? Got our blind spot monitoring. We're safe to get over. Alright, Camaro. So that's what you got on the twisty bits. Dang, we in 9th gear? Down, down, down. Like I said, I do wish it could rev out, but this power, good lord, it's not any point of the rev range where you're not going to have power. Every freaking where you got power, and that kind of takes away from the driving excitement. What in the world is weave exactly? And dang, my road got closed. Alrighty then. But yeah, I would like for it to rev out higher So that's why I was looking at the Z28. It's got the LS7, which revs out to 7,000 RPM. So that's going to give you 500 more rotations per minute, revolutions. I've been often asked about which one is my favorite muscle car. Hands down, the Camaro. ZL1 and SS1LE. I put the SS1LE above the ZL1 because it's more streetable. Even on the track, the SS1LE. Actually, I didn't drive my SS1LE on the track, but the ZL1 was a bit too much for the small tracks that I went to. You need to go check out Hot One LE's channel. He takes his on a bigger track. That's where it will really shine at. But these smaller technical tracks that I be at, it is not the right car for that job. We're gonna be here all day. Was that me? Can always make the exhaust pop. I think around 4,000 RPM. Just ease up off the accelerator. 2,000 as well. But see, this is what I mean. I can't even get up to that speed. It's too much engine, too much power. There we go. All you gotta do is just let off the accelerator. For the people with SS's without the MPP, the dual mode exhaust, I'm not exactly sure if yours can do that or not. I just don't know. I haven't driven one. All the Camaros I've driven had the dual mode minus the LT1, possibly. I can't recall. Let's make this beast handle one more time. God the mighty. What in the world is going on here? So such a comfortable car to drive. These seats are lovely. The steering is on point. Like, you feel everything. This is probably the most communicative modern car that doesn't have hydraulic steering that I've ever driven, and it's probably on the market. All the inputs on here, steering with the manual, the clutch, everything is so dialed in. My goodness, Chevy put their foot in it, then they just killed it off. Why? They let us up to let us down. I don't like that. But if you want to cruise around, you can always just go into what's that, tour mode. It sets the baffles on the exhaust. It's quiet, not a whole lot of road noise in here. The sound deadening is pretty good. You just cruise and eat up the miles. You can get like 25 miles per gallon cruising. I drove down to Kentucky to Camaro Fest. I averaged like 25, so that's not bad at all. And I picked up a nail in my tire, which sucked. And it rained, which is even horrible. So you might want to get you some, like, driving in like moderate amounts of rain. This car did not do very well. It starts to dance a little bit, which can be really scary. And it is very scary. Coming around the turn. So on me, on my Camaro, I had the lowering springs, and I wish I didn't add the lowering springs because the dealerships, they were not competent enough to do the zero balancing out of the ride height. So my magnetic ride control was never the same. Like, it was best in stock mode, but after that it was pretty harsh. I think I'm in the wrong lane. Oh my God. But like I said, my suspension was pretty harsh. When my car lowered, it rolled rougher. It looked better aesthetically, but it wasn't as smooth as it always was. And I don't think the magnetic ride control could calculate the imperfections in the road as accurately just because of the calibration was off. Because I dropped it like an inch, 1.3 inches. So yeah, it was off and it was never the same. So I recommend the stock height. Shout out to the ambient lighting, that's cool as well. But yeah, this is just a fantastic car all around. I just recommend these blindly, unless you got like a family. Like, people always ask me which car to get, but you can't just ask me that because we got different lives. Like, it depends on if I have a secondary car, if this is gonna be a primary car, like what do you like in a car? Because if you want something that's faster in a straight line, this ain't gonna be it. The GT500 and the Hellcat, depending on which Hellcat you get, would be the faster option. If you like handling, this is the one for you. If you also like handling, the Mustang might be for you. So it's kind of hard. And comparing it to the Germans, people that I find them to not be open-minded, people that drive German cars like that. It's very few and far in between. But if you want the refinement of a German car, then this might not be it, because it does have some. GM's going to show somewhere, and it's going to be through the plastics, the hard plastics. The ZL1 hides a lot of that because you got all of this padded material, which will be in the base Camaro. This will be just hard plastics, but it's not going to be an expensive feeling. Like this door handle feels, this is just plastic. It looks metallic, but it's not. These are cool and feel metallic, but a lot of the touch points, this map pocket here, the ergonomics are terrible. And like this plastic, I cut myself on this thing before because it's so hard. But yeah, other than that, Camaro is a great piece of machinery. All the grip in the world. Just feels so composed taking those turns. And I wish this car wasn't this capable. Like I can't even go through first gear without getting in like trouble speeds. That's wild. Whoa. Such a great sounding engine though. Man, might have to take what I said back about the character. There's no build up to it. It's just always got power. Like you never want it for power. Like, oh, let me get in the red range. You always in the red range, no matter where you at. What gear you can just bam. And I should have been in the lower gear if I want to just take off, but this car has got the power to do so. Lovely the Camaro is, man. So drop a comment, let me know what you think about the ZL1, especially with the 10-speed auto. Like it's fun. Like I never thought they would be boring since I had the manual. That's just my preference, but it's a great car to have. There you go, the Rapid Blue right there in the LT1. See a ton of those. I don't see anything else for sale as far as Camaros go. So you're gonna have to look on the used market now, because you can't even order one of these anymore, because GM just yeah, took them off the market. But let me know your thoughts on the Camaro. No shout out to that dealership. I forgot that's the dealership that owns my Integra fiasco going on back there. No shout out to them. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So let me know what you think about this ZL1. Camaros in general, they still probably my favorite car. Just such a delight to drive, man. Gotta love these cars. They put so much into this. And just, I think GM just had some internal feuding where they couldn't let the Camaro just outshine the Corvette, or they just had to dump the money into the Corvette. Either way, like I know the engineers are on two separate teams, and what they did with the Camaro, it kind of put some Corvettes to shame. Even though they kind of hush-hush the Camaro, they just kind of stunt the growth of it. This car is amazing. I wish they would have just let it be great, kind of like Porsche does with the Cayman and the 911. Like they put that GT3 engine in the GT, or the GT4 basically, the Cayman, but they always kind of detune it. They can let the car be great, but they just won't. So I feel like the Camaro has the better engineers. Now that we got the rear engine or the mid-engine Corvette, we ain't got nothing left for the Camaro. It's just nothing. No affordable sports car. GM doesn't have that anymore, and they just make such great performance cars. Now you got to get you a CT4, CT5, or a Corvette. But we need some entry-level stuff, folks. But that's all I got to say about that. Y'all remember to drive safe, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.